Well, the first full trailer for Iron Man 3 has been released, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I think it's quite interesting. First of all, I want to stipulate I'm not a Marvel fanboy, I'm not a DC fanboy. I like both. I'm a comic book fan, I'm a film fan. So, first of all, if I give my opinions on these things, don't jump down my throat. I'm just giving my opinion on them, alright? I'm not entrenched in any viewpoint. I like both, okay? Good. Let's continue. So, my problem with the Iron Man franchise is basically with the second film. I felt it was a bit of a damp squib, but overall I really love what Marvel's done. I think the way that they've actually created all these different franchises with Thor and Captain America and Iron Man, and then weave them all together. I think with the Avengers, which I just loved, is some achievement. It's a great achievement. And now they're moving on to Phase 2, so they are going to have Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's talk of Ant-Man and other possible superheroes from the Marvel universe coming in, and we're going to have like the follow-up films to all the main. We've got like Captain America 2, Thor 2, etc. And we've got Iron Man 3. First of all, I think the trailer was excellent, really well done. It looks very interesting. It looks like it's about Iron Man getting taken to his breaking point and then hopefully coming back. You might almost say that he's rising. That's going to annoy a lot of people. I've been reading online, and anytime anyone's compared this trailer to The Dark Knight Rises, they've been like torn apart by people who are like, it's nothing like The Dark Knight Rises. Superhero films are always like this. Well, I have to disagree with that. What I think the problem is that people don't understand that there are trends in Hollywood, and the film itself might not be like The Dark Knight Rises, but certainly people edit trailers so that it brings people in, and they make them reminiscent of other films that have just been successful. So I have no doubt that what we're actually seeing is the fact that whoever put the trailer together and who the people are putting the advertising campaign together probably been influenced by what's happened with The Dark Knight Rises. But certainly it looks like the film's going for a darker tone. There's certain things that worry me a little bit, but I'm sure, I hope that it will be explained a little bit better. In the trailer, Iron Man's saying that he's finding it difficult. It sounds like he's finding it difficult being a hero after what happened in the Avengers. That he can't sleep. That he's disturbed by what happened. He said, that there's some things that you can't unsee. The problem with that is, I didn't really get that from the Avengers. The Avengers, to me, I didn't really get that any of them were scarred. I could understand doing things with Captain America like that because he's someone getting used to losing everybody that he loved because he's in a different time. I could understand it from the Incredible Hulk's point of view because he is a tortured soul. But Iron Man, not so much. I don't really see how his story in the Avengers can really have affected him that badly. So I hope they explain it better and they develop it better. But that sort of worries me a little bit in the trailer when they sort of bring that up. There are other similarities to Dark Knight Rises. There's the whole thing where he's in the snow, like Batman's in the snow, and it's like everything, all the stuff's getting blown up. I think as well that they've used Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley plays the antagonist, and I think they've used his voice in the same way they used Tom Hardy's voice with certain things. There are similarities, but again, I think it's probably editing choices for the trailer, and that's the main thing. Certainly, I'm excited to see it because it looks so much better than the second one. I was really quite disappointed in the second one. It was a nothing film. It was too light. I think one of the reasons the first Iron Man film was great was, number one, it took everybody by surprise. No one really expected it to be as good as it was, and second of all, it didn't go too big. It didn't have too much of a scope. It kept it sort of personal and character driven, but it was funny as well. So it got to be a sort of bubblegum movie and also have a little bit of pathos there when you had this character of Tony Stark trying to overcome a life of selfishness that he'd really led. So it looks like Pepper Potts is his partner. I don't know. Is she going to die? It looks as if it's implied that something terrible is going to happen to her. but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. But I certainly think it looks like a good uh, a good a good trailer. It looks like a good film. Shane Black's directing it, and he's certainly proven himself as a writer. He's only directed one other film, I think, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I haven't watched. I think I'm right in saying, was that not Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr.? Someone can correct me on that, but I think that was quite well received. Certainly as a writer, I mean, I know he was involved with like the Monster Squad, which is a film I previously talked about, which I've got a lot of time for. Lethal Weapon, which I still think is a very good film, and a film which I think is really underrated is The Last Action Hero, which he was involved in the writing of that as well. But at the end of the day, he was in Predator. Shane Black was in Predator, so I refuse to believe that he will not do a good job because he was in Predator. If anyone in Predator, I'm sure that means that whatever they touch will be gold. I don't really know that, but it's Predator, for God's sake. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Watch the trailer. I'll leave a link down below. You can let me know what you think. Are we reaching the tipping point now with superhero films? Because superhero films are kind of becoming like the new Western, where just everybody's making them. That's one thing that I worry about the Phase 2 for Marvel. They've done so well up until now. A couple of slight missteps. Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk I didn't think was that great. But everything else I think has been really good. Is it getting to the point now where people are just going to stop caring, because it's just sensory overload? I don't know. It'll be interesting. To see what happens, because we're going to have like DC are going to try to have like an extended universe the same way that Marvel have in terms of cinema with like the Justice League and stuff like that, and also Fox are going to try and do the same thing with like the X-Men characters, and then you've got Sony trying to do the same thing with some of the characters involved with Spider-Man. I think all of that, I don't think that'll all work. I don't think there's space for all of that, to be honest. I think somebody's going to lose a lot of money. Somebody's going to spend like 200 million on a film or on a series of films, and it's just going to collapse. But I don't know if that will happen with Marvel. I think Marvel have done such a great job so far. Hopefully they'll continue to do it. Yeah, so what do you think? I'm prattling on. I'm going to go. The trailer's down below. Go check it out. Bye for now.